Look at this door. Is there anything scary about it? Not really. Now, what if you knew that in the house behind that door there were armed suspects? You're probably starting to get a little nervous. Now, what if you had to open that door? Because you have no information on what's behind that door, unless you run mirror gun like a pussy, you naturally have a tendency to fear it. It's the what if that's constantly in the back of your mind that causes you to hesitate before opening the door. Of course, this doesn't only apply to doors. Anywhere that you lack information, such as corners, stairs, or other openings, provoke the same fear because there could be enemies behind any one of them. These fears are magnified when you play alone. The feeling of being alone and the uneasiness it creates is constant and pervasive throughout. No one is there to help you. There's no one to peek that door for you, to clear that room for you, or to watch your back. You are alone. This makes clearing rooms more difficult, and it forces you to expose yourself to an enemy that maybe is not even there. It means that peeking corners and opening doors is even scarier.
LSPD, don't move!
To prove this, I played a couple missions while recording my heart rate, which roughly shows where I was the most tense. And as you can see, around doors and before corners, my heart rate increases. Now, I would love to cover the atmosphere of Ready or Not, as it's a critical component for how the game feels, but Rogu, sorry I don't know how to pronounce that, already made a fantastic video on it, and it's honestly better than anything I could have ever made. I recommend watching it, as it perfectly explains how the environment of Ready or Not impacts you as a player. So instead of the atmosphere, I'll talk about something a little more pertinent to the subject of the video. In Ready or Not, you feel vulnerable. You can die nearly instantly if you aren't careful. Whether it's getting blown up by a trap, or getting shot by an enemy, your officer can go down easily. Body armor makes you a little better protected, but at the cost of moving slower, which gives enemies more time to react and shoot you. This is in addition to the already slow movement. You can't go charging into a room, well, because you can't charge. You're forced to take the game slow, which leads to more time spent anticipating what could potentially be around that corner. The guns and movement work in tandem to bring this feeling of vulnerability to the player. You aren't some superhero with amazing powers or a hyper-fast death robot. You are just a police officer. It's just you, that door, and maybe someone behind it.